Here with Jeff Swenson, athletics director, former wrestling coach at Augsburg College, somebody that's got a lot of knowledge about Division III, the chair of the Division III Wrestling Committee. And as far as the competition going, we just finished session 1, about to start session 2. What are your basically thoughts on what's been going on so far with the 3-team race? Well, 3 teams plus.
Yeah, I don't know about a 3-team race. I was going to say I think there's about a half a dozen still in there. One of the things I saw is, it's anybody's game out there. We saw 2 number 1s go down, 3 number 2s go down. So as with all national tournaments, every round there's more at stake.
And as far as the implication that there's more than just a Wartburg-Augsburg battle for the title here, what are your opinions on that and the health of Division III wrestling?
Well, I've always thought it was healthy. Whether Wartburg was winning it, Augsburg was winning it, I've always felt it's a healthy division, and it's also the country's largest division. If you're asking me if I like a lot of competition for the Augies, we certainly would like an easier road, but sometimes it's good to spread the wealth.
Well, what about the job that guys like John Ostendorf at Co have done to raise their team from a middle-of-the-pack Iowa Conference team to a real national contender?
Well, yeah, and I think you could take those 6 teams that are in the team hunt and identify all of their coaches. John has certainly done a fabulous job. One of the things I would say is, with the qualifiers that we have and the coaches that we have here, I think it's 60-some schools. We have a lot of fabulous coaches at the Division III level.
What's the most fun for you being at the Division III and being in the role that you have here?
Making sure the tournament goes off and the student athletes have an incredible experience that they remember for the rest of their lives.
And being with Augsburg, how hard is it for you to kind of put away the rooting interest when you're sitting up here at the head table, where you really kind of got to stay still, or if you don't want to stay still, you got to walk off the head table? Is that something you fight with every round?
Yes, absolutely. I was part of Augsburg wrestling for 28 years, so it's impossible for me not to have a passion for it, a passion for the Augies. However, my role as a Division III chair is for all of wrestling, no matter where the wrestling is taking place in the country. So I'm able to stay, for the most part, stay contained. That doesn't mean that my heart's not fluttering, and a lot of these guys are guys that I coached and helped recruit, so it's I think every year it'll get a little bit easier to distance myself. But I must say, last week I was at the hockey and basketball championships, and I was the biggest fan there as well. So I'm the AD, and that's my job.
One of the things the Division III tournament does is the sections of fans. There are usually a lot of wrestlers, and Augsburg brings down a bunch of the wrestlers that aren't the starters, aren't first teamers, and they really get pretty lively up there. I mean, what's that about with the atmosphere? Is that something you started? They started coming down, or has that always been the tradition at Augsburg?
Well, they always wanted to follow their teammates. It's pretty tough to go through the battles of 4 months and the wars of 4 months and the training regiment of 4 months and not want to see how well your teammates do when you're not one of the guys at each weight class. So I think part of that, I think it's great for our own student athletes because they feel it. They know the guys are here. They know how many guys are pulling. And if there's anything that, if you ever needed any more motivation other than being at a national tournament itself, it's always nice to know that you got one of the best fan bases of Division III as well.
In your years, which fans have basically kind of maybe given you drawn the ire a little bit? Have the Wartburg fans been on you over the years when you were in the chair, or has it been the Luther fans, or anybody that's kind of been like, man?
I think with some of our success, I'd have to say that maybe it was all the fans at one time or another, and I think that's natural. I think you see it in all sports when there's a favorite. Wartburg has to deal with it as well. When there's a favorite team, sometimes everybody's trying to root for the underdog.